Heavy metal has been around for quite some time. Since its early days, metal musicians have taken music to the extreme and are constantly pushing their sound in new directions. One such direction led to the formation of an extreme subgenre of metal known as black metal. Black metal has its roots in several 80s bands and what is known as the first wave of black metal. During this period, bands like Celtic Frost, Venom, Merciful Fate, Master's Hammer, and Bathory aspired to play metal faster, heavier, and louder than it had ever been played before. These bands utilized fast tremolo guitar picking, blast beat drumming, lo-fi production, shrieking vocal styles, and satanic imagery to create an iconic style that would influence countless artists to come.
When did you discover black metal?
I think it was maybe a year ago. I went to a Top concert in about February. It was great. Loved it ever since.
What does black metal mean to you?
Black metal to me means that you are diving in the coldest and deepest and darkest abysses in the ocean possible, where no other life can possibly live, and it's just brutal.
What sets black metal apart from other genres of metal?
I'd say most importantly the fan base. The fan base of black metal is, much more like-minded than, say, thrash or death metal, where you have, just chaos and partying and, just trying to be as heavy as possible with no actual meaning. Whereas black metal, all the fans tend to be mostly oriented around, nationalism, Satanism, and a bunch of typical ideals that are all the same. Another part would definitely be the music. Black metal is a lot faster paced. Lo-fi production is important for black metal, not necessarily for other genres, and shrieking vocals are definitely a key element of black metal. In the early 90s, metal musicians in Norway started picking up on the sound that was being produced by the first wave of black metal. These bands would push the raw ambiance of this early acts one step further, all the while adding their own style into the mix. Some of these bands were Mayhem, Emperor, Satyricon, Burzum, and Immortal. These bands, which would popularize trends such as anti-religion, individualism, Satanism, corpse paint, and dark clothing, became known as the second wave of black metal.
How would you describe the nature of the black metal community?
I think it is just about how it is with any metal community. If you like the same bands or and the same type of thing, then you're great friends already. It's there's no hostility in the scene like some people may think. It's just you meet another metalhead, it's your pals all of a sudden. It's great.
How would you describe the imagery associated with black metal?
Well, a lot of black metal is based on aesthetics, things like dark clothing, leather, band t-shirts, corpse paint, lyricism of Satanism, occultism, and paganism, and things like that just really define black metal at its core.
How has black metal evolved since its early days?
I'd say it's evolved a lot, actually. New bands are coming out and they're taking that old hardcore sound that was produced by the bands in the early 90s and they're adding other elements to it, like you have progressive black metal, you have black doom metal, and you have all these other hybrid mixes between black metal and other genres that are coming out today in all these new bands. In its early days, black metal was still an underground genre only known to those who were directly involved in the scene in Norway. However, a series of heinous acts by black metal musicians would bring black metal the infamy that it is known for today. In the early 90s, Per Yngve Olin, better known by his pseudonym Dead, was found in his home by fellow Mayhem bandmate Euronymous, lifeless on the ground after having shot his brains out with a shotgun. Euronymous accused Varg Vikernes, sole musician of the band Burzum, of supplying Dead with the means to kill himself. This led to a harsh confrontation between the two that would ultimately end in Varg stabbing Euronymous to death. The two had previously been friends who were involved in and had coordinated a series of church burnings all over Norway.
Tell me a bit about the history of black metal. How did the situation with Varg and Mayhem impact the global community?
I'd say that was an important landmark in black metal because before that incident happened, it was just an underground scene in Norway that no one knew about unless they were a part of the scene. Um, After that incident happened, you know, black metal was in newspapers all over the world, and it really brought them the infamy that they're known for today.
Over the years, black metal has stood the test of time as being one of the most hardcore, balls-to-the-wall genres of music known to man. Throughout its time, black metal has portrayed a strong naturalist vibe in ways that defy everything that is mainstream in the modern world. Black metal is relentless in its ways of bringing the harshest, most vile aspects of life into music and portraying the dark sides of human existence.